Today we're diving into the unbelievable story of Frane Selak, a man known as the world's luckiest or unluckiest man, depending on how you look at it. His life is a wild roller coaster of near-death experiences that defy all odds, and his story will leave you amazed at how one person could survive so many disasters. Let's dive into the incredible tale of Frane Selak. Frane Selak was born in 1929 in Croatia, and from an early age, it seemed as though fate had something extraordinary in store for him. His string of unbelievable escapes from death began in 1962. Frane was traveling on a train from Sarajevo to Dubrovnik when the train suddenly derailed and plunged into an icy river. 17 passengers tragically lost their lives, but Frane miraculously managed to escape with just a broken arm and hypothermia. This was only the beginning of his incredible luck. Just a year later, in 1963, Frane boarded a flight from Zagreb to Rijeka, a short journey that turned into a nightmare. Mid-flight, one of the plane's doors malfunctioned and blew open, sucking Frane and several other passengers out of the aircraft. Frane plummeted toward the ground without a parachute, but in an extraordinary twist of fate, he landed on a haystack that cushioned his fall. The plane crashed, killing 19 people, but once again, Frane walked away with only minor injuries. But Frane's incredible escapes didn't stop there. In 1966, he was traveling on a bus that skidded off the road and into a river. 4 passengers drowned, but Frane swam to safety, unscathed. By now, Frane was becoming accustomed to narrowly escaping death, but fate wasn't done with him yet. In 1970, Frane was driving his car when it suddenly caught fire. He managed to jump out just before the fuel tank exploded, avoiding death by mere seconds. 3 years later, in 1973, another freak car incident saw Frane lose most of his hair when his engine malfunctioned and spewed flames into the car's interior. Incredibly, he escaped once again without serious injury. Then, in 1995, Frane was struck by a city bus in Zagreb. Though he was injured, he survived, continuing his streak of seemingly impossible escapes. But perhaps his most dramatic incident came in 1996, when he was driving on a mountain road. A United Nations truck suddenly veered toward him, forcing Frane to swerve off a cliff. His car plummeted 300 feet into a gorge, but in an astonishing turn of events, Frane was thrown from the vehicle and landed in a tree, watching as his car exploded below him. Once again, Frane walked away with only minor injuries. By now, Frane Selak had earned a reputation as the world's luckiest or unluckiest man, depending on your perspective. But his story took one final incredible twist. In 2003, at the age of 73, Frane bought his first ever lottery ticket and won the jackpot. He walked away with nearly $1 million, completing his journey from a man who had survived death time and time again to one who had now won the ultimate prize. Frane used his winnings to buy a luxurious house and enjoyed a brief taste of the high life. However, in a surprising move, he later decided to give most of his fortune away to family and friends, saying that he found true happiness in his relationships, not his wealth.